What is up, everybody? I am Taylor, and welcome back, or welcome to the return of Unboxing Match, YouTube's finest, best, and only comic book mystery box swap show. Today's special guest is Scott from Hoarders Hide, and I have to behave because dude's got a lot of firearms. But anyways, let's get him on here, and he can introduce himself, and we'll get going. So, what's up, man? How you doing tonight?
Great. Thanks for having me,
Oh,
Taylor.
thanks for being here. So, tell the folks at home, all three of them, like Crucius, Dale, and Mark, a little bit about yourself, and anybody watching on the rewind.
Well, what do you want to know?
How'd you get into collecting?
Um, I like most people. I think I had some books that I read when I was a kid.
Okay.
Threw them all away. Threw them in a burning barrel.
Yeah. All right.
Literally burnt them, and then got back into it in college. I guess got
Okay.
around.
So you've been collecting for I'm not trying to say you're old, but you've been collecting for a while then.
Actually collecting since the early '90s. I
Nice.
mean, I was a kid in the early '80s, late '70s. So that's what those are the books I burnt.
All right.
70s and 80s, late 70s, early 80s Hulks and Spider-Man.
Oh, Jesus. So then did you keep all the 90s foil shit?
Only because I can't find anybody to take them.
That's true. It's probably toxic if you burn those. Yeah. So don't want to kill the planet anymore. That's
yeah.
All right,
but no, I've got everything from the 90s when I started collecting again. I have multiple copies of.
Yeah.
Copies.
I think everybody does or did.
Because it was all Valiant and Image stuff then.
Yeah. And that was the thing. Everyone was speculating, so they bought 25 copies. Totally different than today, where everyone's buying variant covers.
Right. Yeah. The two different things.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of. Although I think we're in for a crash. But what's up, Mark? What's up, Las Crucius? What's up, Nick? What's up, Dale? But okay, and you also are a firearm collector, right? And
yes,
an instructor.
Yes.
Okay. How did that come about? Same idea? You just burned a barrel of guns when you were a kid?
Well, actually, I used to throw live shells into the burning barrel.
All right.
And then go hide behind the house.
Yeah.
Because obviously I was safe behind that 2 foot of wood.
But, yeah, obviously. That's totally...
But no, since I was a kid, the whole family, we're all hunters.
Okay.
Go out back, go squirrel hunting, deer hunting.
Now, are most of the firearms you own, are they mostly hunting related? Or do you, collector's items? Or...
all over the place.
Okay.
Lots of hunting rifles and shotguns.
Gotcha.
In this part of the state or part of the country, there's not a lot of rifles you can actually use for hunting just because of the terrain.
Okay.
You can only use certain rifles just because you can't be shooting 3 miles over the hill because you don't know where it's going to land.
Sure, because you don't know what's on the other side of it. Yeah.
Right.
Now, have you ever built your own? My dad used to belong to this gun club where he would use kits and build black powder rifles and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. I built lots of ARs, but I built one black powder pistol.
Okay.
It looked like shit when I was done, but it worked. I mean, I wasn't any good at that. Building the ARs, I'm pretty decent at.
All right.
So it's not that hard.
Note to self.
Like a jigsaw puzzle.
Okay. Nice. Now, you also you tend to. I mean, you collect a lot of stuff, right? As far as books go, but you also you're one of the only guys I know that really hunts for the Del 4 color and stuff. Now, those aren't things you read as a kid, are they? Or
no. I do remember picking up some of the gold keys when I was a kid because they had some of the Hanna-Barbera titles, and of course I watched all the Hanna-Barbera stuff.
I'll leave that up for a while.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I did read a few Gold Key, but I didn't find out until, sometime in the 90s, how, the whole history of how Dell turned into Gold Key and all that.
Gotcha. And then, did you start collecting all those in the 90s too then, or is that kind of later?
I started collecting and what got me on those then were learning the history with Valiant because I started going after the Magnus and Turok and Solar titles.
And see, I remember when Valiant came out, and I'm all ignorant and I didn't realize for a while that they were based on older heroes. I mean, it all kind of makes sense. They all had that kind of retro feel to them, but
Right.
I just never really looked into it. So,
Right. Yeah. And I mean, their first two titles were Magnus and Solar, which were
old school, yeah.
Dell and Gold Key reprints. Or not reprints, but redos.
Reintroductions, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they kind of went batshit crazy as they did with Shooter in charge, and then they fired him. And then Bob Layton took over and made it worse, and yeah. I like some. I do still have a soft spot in my heart for some of the old Valiants, like the Turok #1s, obviously. But and I really did like their take on Solar Man of the Atom, but some of I just couldn't get into. Like
I like the early stuff. You know, they jumped the shark. Toward the mid '90s, and it got bad.
Yeah.
But I still Eternal Warrior and Archer and Armstrong were two of my favorites. And
right. Now, are you keeping up with the current? Because they just reintroduced.
I tried because I've been in and out for years.
Yeah.
And then one of my employees had told me, actually he picked it up. It was an issue of Bleeding Cool. I think it was their first issue.
Okay.
And it was the reintroduction of Valiant when the new Valiant universe launched. So I started picking up some then and got back into it a little bit, but just lost interest and didn't have time to read like I used to. When I was in college, all I had to do was drink beer and read comics.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I sure as hell wasn't going to class.
I mean, why would you? It was the 90s, right? So
right.
Yeah. I went to art school, so I just drank beer in the art building. It was but yeah, I get empathize. Well, listen, the guest usually unboxes first, so I'll have you get into it. We'll talk about some of the other stuff too. But you also mentioned you're working on an original Daredevil run and a few other things, and you also like really kind of gravitate towards art, right? And artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely like the original art.
Nice.
It snowballed here recently.
Yeah, how many different covers?
It used to be focused. It was basically only Valiant art and Spectre.
Okay.
And
but now you've got like Andre Moody and like
yeah. And now I'm all over the place.
Yeah. So what about Bunny Mask? Like hooked you?
The first page.
Okay.
When the little girl gets her teeth chipped out by her dad. I mean, that was. Yeah, I mean, any book that fucked up, that's for me.
All right, fair enough. Well, listen, dive on in, and we'll talk while you unbox, and we'll go from there. So I'll dig in you. Well, hang on, if I can figure that out. There you go. So yeah.
All right, so I'm going first.
You go first. Yep, you're up.
All right.
And I hope you dig it. And if not, you can just yell at me off camera or on camera and be like, "You son of a bitch! I hate all of these." So.
Yeah, I'll probably yell anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm good at that.
Oh, Tyler's here. You're the real winner, Tyler, because you get to watch this glorious mess. So.
All right. Well, we've got 2 packages in here.
We do. No slabs for you because, well, you'll see. But and I think I might have said which one opened first. I can't remember. I opened the yellow box first, and that should be the right order.
All right, yellow box first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you might have some of these doubles. You're a hard person to shop for or whatever because, in case you guys don't notice, there's a fair amount of boxes behind Scott, and he had a marathon of 19 days or some shit where he, every hour on the hour you dropped content and.
Oh, well, that was just from one collection.
Yeah, and then you're also building shelves to hold new stuff all the time, and yeah, you're.
All right.
Oh, and you have a multi-cam setup. You are fancy, sir.
There we go.
Nice.
All right. Showcase 54 G.I. Joe. I do not have that one.
Wow. All right. I mean,
and that is definitely right up my alley.
Good. I mean, it's a low grade, but I figured if anybody would appreciate it, it'd be you. So.
Low grade is definitely better than no grade, right?
It is. Good. I'm off to not a horrible start then. So, and you said you also dig war comics, right? Is it just because there's a lot of violence and death in there, or is there a deeper reason behind it, or just?
I always liked Sergeant Rock.
Oh, nice.
Liked the stories, and then it just went into all war comics from there.
Okay.
Unknown Soldier.
Oh yeah.
Daredevil 20. You did well. I need
try.
that.
We'll be picking up steam now too because he's coming back for a 19 episodes or some shit long season. But yeah. Now, did you watch the Netflix Daredevil show?
I did not. I did
Okay.
not.
Wow.
I should. I mean, I got a real sour taste when Ben Assett did the movie.
Yeah.
You know, he can only ruin so many comic book movies. I'm getting tired of it. But,
yeah, I will say I do think Netflix. It's probably the best Netflix show, and I think that show kind of redeemed Daredevil. Like it didn't get it 100% right in my head, but like I don't think anything ever does compared to what you envision in your brain.
right.
But it does have some of the best choreographed fight scenes, and he fights like a boxer, which is kind of nice, you know. So,
which, you know, it's how his dad fought, right?
yeah, exactly. So I
Though
recommend it.
Though he didn't get to see him fight that much.
No, but yeah, I mean, and he does some martial arts stuff too, obviously. But like, he's not fighting like it's a different fighting style than Shang-Chi and stuff. So it's nice.
All right, another Daredevil book, 179.
Yeah, I just dig that cover. That's just like. And have you read all the Frank Miller stuff on Daredevil and all that?
Yeah. Yes.
Is that your favorite run on the title, or do you have a?
Yeah, I mean it has to be just for the combination of the art and writing together is just it's kind of tough to beat that run.
It is. I will say, at least for my taste, I think Daredevil has been consistently better than most Marvel books. Like, I mean, even I think the weakest runs probably the Kevin Smith weirdness, but like Anna Sunny didn't do a horrible job. I like Chip Zdarsky's new run. Like, I don't know. Like Daredevil's not gotten the shaft as much as some of the others have.
Yeah, and I like the '90s stuff with the Fall from Grace.
Yeah.
That I don't remember who the writer was for most of that, but I know Scott McDaniel was artist. Okay.
Was that? It wasn't Mark Waid, was it? He was later.
Yeah, I don't think it was Waid for those.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, some of the fall. Yeah, I need to read more of that. I need to.
Those are actually what got me into Daredevil because those were the '90s books when I first started collecting in college.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until after that I started reading the older ones. Oh, issue 182.
Yeah. Again, I just dig these covers. Like they're just kind of like Matt Murdock gets put through the ringer almost as much as Peter Parker, and I'm down for it. Like,
and that's actually one I need.
Oh, good. All right. So
so far we've got 3.
All right. Well, unless you have like 12 copies of each, you're not doing it right, Scott. So
yeah. 183.
I'm guessing you probably already had that one, but
I do.
But I mean, again, that's just that cover.
But this one I think is probably in better shape than mine. This one looks really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 236, the anniversary cover.
Yeah.
And again, this is one I should have, but I don't have.
Well, now you do. And I got to tell you, you're welcome to it because I know a lot of people collect those covers, but God, do I hate them.
Yeah. And some of them are really expensive now.
Yeah, they've gone up, which is weird because they were very heavily printed. And because it was, Marvel could never pass up a chance at self-promo. So
well, and so many of them were under that Star imprint.
Oh, yeah.
Which was, I mean, some of those books only have 2,000 or 3,000 copies printed.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
And 270. There's another one I don't have. So
that is actually picking up steam too. That's the first appearance of Blackheart, which is the son of Mephisto. So it's a weird. It's a weird. Daredevil has some weird first appearances there, and that's one of them. So, and it's a weird character in general. So. I hope you dig it. I hope you're happy with it. And then, yeah.
Anything that's a run filler.
Good. And then that was just something I thought you might like. It's not a run you collect, but I also knew you were into the Disney and and that kind of stuff. So,
DuckTales. I do not have this one.
All right, it's one of the original like design variants, and it's actually kind of hard to find. So.
Yeah, that one I'm going to have to leaf through that one. That's
All right. Yeah. You might have a different cover on it. It's a variant cover, but
Oh, okay.
so
Daredevil 637.
yeah, and I know you weren't necessarily into the newer stuff. That is still technically, well, no, it's not. It's legacy numbering. That's the new run, and I just don't. I like the cover. It's Gabriel Delato, and I have like 10 copies, so I figure Scott needs at least one.
And now you may force me to start collecting, volume 2.
That's my goals because you don't have enough stuff to collect, so you got
throw me in another bracket.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know. I have to see it before I can say what it is.
Oh my god! And there's a card on the back of it. Canceled, #1.
Oh yeah, that's just a creepy fucking clown comic.
I like it.
It was terrifying me, so I had to get out of my house.
Like Bozo meets Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, and it did at least have some of the Bunny Mask vibes to it, I thought, or at least the creepiness to it. So I was like, all right, maybe Scott will take it.
So is this a good read, or?
I have not, honestly, I've not read it. I didn't open it. I got it in another mystery box, and I kind of just passed it along because I read most of the things I get, but when it's a variant cover and I'm not collecting the series, I don't necessarily want to like spoil it with my grubby little hands. So.
All right, now I know what this is.
Yeah, and I know you're probably not collecting that, but I did figure you'd probably at least dig the artist. And if you've not read it, it actually is a good creepy ass read that I think is right up your alley.
I have been keeping up on Maniac. Yeah, whenever Moody sends me a picture of like anything new he's got coming out, so I.
Nice.
And this was out at the same time as Bunny Mask, so that I segued into it when I started doing.
Yeah, and I figured you did not have the metal cover. That's a metal variant for those of you playing along at home. So,
oh, the C2E2 from last year.
Yes, and you might be able to spot my grubby fingerprints on it somewhere, so you can have evidence if you ever need to hunt me down. Plus, you have my home address, and you probably have security cameras on my property. So.
I have drones.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. Are you a drone guy? Do you really?
I'm an older drone person. Like
Nice.
They're super easy now compared to when I got into it. So, and they're a hell of a lot cheaper now too.
I suppose, and lighter and stuff, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Now, do you need a aviator's license where you're at?
Yes, you do technically anywhere now. It's depending on size and weight.
Gotcha.
And I guess technically, if you use it for commercial purposes, you need a license regardless of size.
Yeah, that much I knew because I have friends that do the real estate drone photography, and they can't do any of it without a license.
Right. It doesn't matter how big it is. You need a license if you're making money off of it.
Yeah. Which every single YouTuber that I know that's doing van life and stuff has got to be breaking the law because none of them. Right.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I can't even remember what I threw in that one, honestly.
All right. It's
the nice thing is it's been long enough that I forget this shit too because I have a crappy memory. So, Kyle, size matters. Don't let people tell you otherwise.
All right, so let's redo our pile here.
There you go.
Make it a little.
Are you just casually stacking things on an old Silver Age Daredevil there, or is that a photo?
No, that's Daredevil #1.
Oh Jesus! Nice little flex there, Scott.
I haven't got around. Well, this is first Charlie Brown.
Oh, is it really? I had no idea. All right.
I just haven't got around to pressing it yet.
So just throw in those cheap garbage books I sent you on top of Charlie Brown and Daredevil.
It helps press it, Taylor.
Yeah, all right.
It's adding weight to it. So
All
here we
right,
go.
so these are random ones that I thought you might also dig. That's okay. Now I know what.
Absolutely, Our Gang with Tom and Jerry. My biggest bitch with Dell
There's
is
no
you got
issue
to
numbers.
open the book to figure out what the goddamn issue number
Yeah,
is.
I know. That's, yes.
Unless it's Dell 4-color because they print the issue number on the cover.
Well, I couldn't tell you either. I should have written it down, but I just threw it in the box and
So if you see a Dell book and it's got an issue number on the cover, there's a good chance it's 4-color.
Yeah, Kyle, that's how I press all my multi-$1,000 books too. Just throw their shit on top of it.
Love the smell. Issue 45 from 1948.
Now, do you have to check the database to see if you have it? You probably do, but
Now I don't have a lot of these. I pick up any of the ones that actually has Our Gang on the cover.
okay.
The ones that have Tom and Jerry on the cover. I mean, if I find them cheap, I
Sure.
do. But
Why Our Gang?
I was always a Little Rascals fan.
All right. Yeah, they used to play that like on like school days in the afternoons around here.
Yep.
Kids nowadays will never know the joy of the older shit. It's all new streaming content, and I think that stuff's all lost forever. Which is, they'll never have to sit through the same episode of Heathcliff 40 times. I don't know how they're gonna live.
What kind of Mylar is this? Do you know?
My Light, I think.
They are My Lights.
Yeah. Are they a bitch for you? Yeah,
No,
they're two.
I can tell it's good Mylar. I just wondered what brand.
Yeah, they're the 2. I think they're the 4 mil, the thick one. I can't.
Oh, they're the 4s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And issue 43.
DJ, I don't know if that counts, sir, but it probably did. At least if they're sticky, it'll stick them together. So. Yeah. Heathcliff was not what you'd call a good cartoon, but I would watch it every damn day. That was the nice thing. The kind of the thing about when you and I grew up, Scott, is we didn't have all these options. You watch what was in front of you and you it. Like Fat Albert every damn day. Yeah. Now, do you have a favorite cartoon from that era?
Boy, it'd be tough to pick. But I all the Bugs Bunny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all the Looney Tune stuff. That was.
Yeah, they were pretty quality.
Yeah.
Some were pretty horribly racist that they don't show anymore. They showed them when we were kids. So I know I've seen them. But
all right, Walt Disney Comics and Stories. I'm pretty confident I don't have that one.
All right, I'm lucking out then, guys. This is when I tell you Scott's hard to do this. There's a few people that are hard to get. We're a challenge for this unboxing match. Scott's one. Rob's Fat Stacks is another. Because both you guys, if you want something, you kind of just go fucking get it. Which is and that one I'm guessing you probably do have. I
do not. I do not have this issue.
Okay, I just kind of love that cover. It's such a weird, goofy,
It's. Yeah, it was in 1953, but no, yeah, I've got maybe a dozen of these old Golden Age G.I. Joes, but I don't have that one. Yeah, all those. He's carrying people a lot on a lot of covers. He's
you
always
have to make him look like a good guy, right? So rescuing.
Yeah, he's always rescuing kids.
Yeah.
He's either hitting somebody with his rifle or shooting them or stabbing them, or he's carrying a kid or carrying a dog. I don't know. He rescued a dog. Maybe they're getting ready to eat him. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, he's always carrying stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome title though.
Yeah,
and
it's
there's so many people that don't know this one exists. And when you say G.I. Joe, they think of the Hasbro
Oh yeah,
toy.
but they also don't know there were the old 12-inch toys and stuff too before that, and
Right.
yeah. Which I'm not knocking people. Pre-internet, like there was no research when we were kids. I mean, there was, but you had to go to a library and know what the hell you were looking for.
And this is my favorite Donald Duck cover.
The cover?
I think.
Yeah. That's a cool cover. That one hurt. I'm glad it's going to you because I knew you'd appreciate it. I figured you probably already had it too, but like, yeah,
I've got. I don't know how many copies, honestly. It's because it's whenever I find it in the back bins, I grab it. Just something about this orange background. It's just the color on it's just awesome.
Yeah, they really did do coloring different back then, which is I don't know how the hell they got away with it because the printing technology is technically better now, but the reds and orange and yellows all seem to be more vibrant in the late gold and early silver age than they are now. So
yeah, and it's funny how so many of the books, the color will be so great on the covers, and the interiors are deteriorated.
Yeah,
because it was lesser quality paper. They took a little more care in printing their covers than they did the rest of the book.
Yeah, I mean it was on newsprint, like on the interior. And that Uncle No Pants. There we go. Yeah, that was my nickname. No, it's not. I'm not going to go down that road. But yes, my nephew and niece still do watch cartoons on repeat, but they watch like new stuff. They don't, and like they have the option of watching it on repeat. We didn't have the option. Like we just watched it on repeat because they were showing it on repeat. Oh, nice. Was that the last book in there, Scott? I can't remember.
That's it. That's the last book.
All right. Well, hopefully you don't hate everything in there. So.
Oh no, loved it all.
Nice. So, do you have are you a big comic book? I'm guessing not really, but are you a big comic book movie or TV watcher?
I wouldn't say big, but okay. Yeah, I watch when I have time.
Yeah.
I'm not the first in line for any of the movies that come out. I didn't see the new Spider-Man until it came out on HBO or Cinemax or whatever.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Thor.
Any of them? Because you could just forget the last one existed. It's pretty awful.
Well, but I watch them when they're on TV at 1 a.m. when I'm trying to get to sleep. And
yeah, that'll do it for you. Well, then I take it back. Watch Thor if you have insomnia. Now, do you have a favorite like movie or TV show that's comic related?
Here recently, it'd have to be Peacekeeper, probably.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the few I actually look forward to. The next episode.
Yeah. It was violent. It was funny, and it had a great theme song. What more do you need?
Yeah, it was hilarious,
and it made me kind of not hate John Cena, which I didn't think was possible. Like he never did a damn thing for me until I saw him in Suicide Squad, and then I saw him in Peacemaker. I'm like, God damn it! Like I kind of like the guy now. And I think James Gunn's good at that because he also with Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think that's still one of the better Marvel movies out there. Yeah. and some of it is he's not playing around with characters that most people care about, so he's got the freedom to just change up whatever the hell he wants. But also,
they don't care about it, or they don't even know. Period.
Yeah, but he's also really good, I think, at playing to the actor's strengths, and then also changing up shit when it needs to be changed for TV, and making their storylines compelling, which is all awesome. Because like Peacemaker in the comics did not have that arc with his dad or anything. Like they don't. Yeah. Like he changed around all that stuff, but
jury's still out for She-Hulk. I need to see at least one more episode before I can.
Oh, if you guys want to see my spoiler-free review, yeah, whatever. It's on my channel. I didn't love the first episode. I didn't hate it, but I just didn't think it could found its tone quite right.
And they do this a lot. They show the best parts or funniest parts in the previews.
Yeah, and I think with this one, they showed what they had finished in the preview because I think they were working on the CGI like up until the last goddamn minute because it looks a lot better in the show than it did in the trailers.
100%, yeah.
But and the CG doesn't. That's not a deal breaker for me on movies, but it can be noticeably bad, and I think But that I don't ever really like some of my favorite shit still has awful CG. It's just kind of if it's a good story, I don't care. Now, do you have a favorite like comic book that you own, like one at the top of the heap?
Yeah, it would have to be probably my More Fun 54.
And I don't know that one. I'm ignorant. I should probably, but you know, you don't have to grab if you don't want. I was just curious, but
it's pretty close.
nice.
Since I started organizing.
Nice. And guys, tempting as it is, I'll tell you now, don't try and rob Scott. He puts together his own ARs, and he's got cameras everywhere. So. Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. Hang on. Is that the Spectre?
So, yes.
Nice. Is that the first appearance?
So be third appearance.
Okay.
Third, yeah.
That's a cool cover.
April of 1940. Yeah.
Why the purple? Is it restored?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And I actually had this one was in really crazy bad shape when I got it. And I actually sent it off for restoration.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Restoration was fine back then.
I mean, it's still, if you're not going to sell it and it's not, I think people are weird. Like, the collecting habits are just bizarre to me in a lot of ways. Like, most people don't even collect what they like. They just collect what they think's worth money, which is fine. But yeah, if you're going to keep it and you want it to look better, yeah, sure, restore it.
Right. And that was my, and when I sent it to the guy's name was Tracy Heft.
Yeah.
And he asked me how far I wanted to go with it. He was surprised how little I wanted done. And I said, basically, I want the cover to look good. I want it to present well.
Yeah.
And okay, that's what we can do then.
Nice. Now, where did you get that one? Do you remember?
eBay.
Oh, okay.
Like, I was on eBay probably since day one.
Wow. And you're unlike a lot of the people in the community, you're not afraid to buy books on eBay, are you? You'll gamble and take. Yeah. Yeah.
And well, hell, it's even easier now because the buyer protection is so good.
Yeah. I mean, if you
back then it was a little uncharted.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I mean I buy shit from all over.
And people still like even with the older books. I've gotten this too. There are eBay sellers that sell comics for a living and still pack things like absolute garbage, and I don't understand how the hell.
And there's ones that, and I don't know, honestly, don't know if they do it on purpose. I mean, when there's people that have 20,000 books listed,
yeah,
you can't go through and count every page in every book you're putting out.
Yeah.
But I also wonder how many times I sent a book back because it was incomplete.
Yeah.
And they just turn around and relist it, hoping the next person isn't going to open it up.
That's
pages.
I don't have a problem with the first part of what you said because I've done that myself. And like I had a buyer, Eric, who was really, really understanding, and I refunded him because I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't catch it was incomplete. But like turning around and reselling it, that's the part where I'm like, fuck you. Like that's shady.
Well, and I whenever I get a book that's incomplete, unless would be a $10,000 book or something, but the books I'm getting, if it's incomplete, I tell them, I'm like, listen, I'll give you $5 for it because that's what it's worth to be being incomplete.
Yeah.
So refund me everything but $5. We're cool. And if they say okay, then it was probably an honest mistake. If they say send it back, they're just going to stick it up on eBay again and resell it.
Yeah, and that's I've had a lot of sellers on my do not buy from list because of things like that. And I don't have a problem with honest mistakes, and like you said, and I've made them. It's just not.
Mm-hmm.
There was a while when I had 1,000 books up on there, and I did my best to go through everything, but I missed stuff. But I also make sure I pack things like I like to get them, and I do my best to like deliver because it's a collectible, and if you don't treat it proper, it drives me nuts.
So I just got these two in today. I haven't counted them yet, but
oh, nice. You always have stuff I've never heard of, like Ramar of the Jungle.
Yeah, issue number 1.
Oh well.
And everybody loves He-Man.
Nice.
So there's a He-Man most people haven't seen.
Yeah, I have not either. Now, do
But
you know?
I
Do you
haven't
follow Silver Knight
haven't counted
Kyle?
the pages on those yet. So that's
Do you know? You were in my stream the other night, I think, when Silver Knight Kyle dropped by and was showing off all his stuff.
yes.
Yeah, you
That's pretty
two should
awesome.
probably like connect because I think you would. He's always looking to trade with people and stuff, and I think you might be able to work some stuff out like that.
Yeah, especially if I saw him flash a few for color. Now I don't know if, and they were the brownies, which he was talking about from his old 1800 books.
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's all he had in four color. If he had,
I'm
a
not
lot
sure.
more,
Yeah,
but
he was going at such a whirlwind pace of like just whipping out like Tijuana
Yeah.
Bibles and everything else that
yeah, that was fun.
yeah. He's a great dude. He needs a you gotta get him to start telling more stories on it, but otherwise he's a
I've watched a couple of his live streams he's done since, and he just kind of rambles for an hour or so about
that's all right. I mean
various things. Yeah.
I'll do the same thing. But he's getting more used to YouTube, I think, and it's getting better for him. So
Yeah.
now okay, you collect firearms and comics. Do you collect anything else that I've not mentioned?
A lot. It's
Hence the Hoarders Hide name, huh?
I got over 100,000 ball cards behind me here.
Wow. All right. Modern or old or both?
Mostly junk wax.
Okay.
But I would say there's maybe 5,000 that are probably 10,000 pre 1986.
Okay. Wow.
And then the rest are all when they made a million of every card.
Sure.
So,
the 90s were not good for anything, were they?
no, but I collect glassware, I collect knives, I collect
Okay.
pottery,
Nice.
artwork other than comic art,
Nice.
local artist paintings.
That's awesome. Like what like do you have a certain subject matter for the paintings or is it just whatever?
It's mostly based on the artist. I'm not when it comes to things other than comic book art. It's the artist, whether it's a local artist I know, or just a local artist that I know, who passed on and their paintings have value in this area.
Sure,
like you've never heard of them outside of southeastern Ohio.
Gotcha. So I'm guessing a lot of like rural artists that do landscape kind of stuff.
Yeah. There's one by the name of Leslie Cope who actually came from somewhere in England. I can't remember. Anyways, he came from England in the early 1900s, and him and his dad both worked for pottery companies when they were starting off.
Oh, nice. Area. Okay.
And were both fairly famous painters. Like he had stuff actually in the he's got art in the Smithsonian, and he had exhibits back in the 30s and 40s.
Nice.
In New York. So
I don't know the name, but I probably should. But I'm slacking on it now. With ceramics, is it like functional pottery mostly, or hand built or whatever?
Well, I mean, it all could be functional, but you're buying it for decorative.
Sure, but if you fired it at too low a temperature, or if you would fire stuff, you can't usually drink or eat out of it because it'll fucking kill you. But so don't do that, Scott. No matter
these people around here, Roseville, Crooksville, we're all known for their pottery. And everybody, worked for one of the majors and then decided they could make their own pottery. And if they had any artistic ability, then they could paint on it.
Sure.
And now they're folk artists and they're selling.
Pretty cool. And that is not an easy living. I know folks that make a living at ceramics, and that'll kill your hands, kill your back, and
Yeah, Rick Weiscarver is one of the pottery people I collect.
Okay.
Again, another local dead artist.
You don't buy. I'm just gonna throw a name out there, because I don't know where he's living now. But you don't by any chance know of an artist named Joel Yates, do you?
That last name sounds familiar, but it's kind of a common.
Just wondering. I went to school with them, and he was more Kentucky area, and I think that's where he ended up moving back to, and it does like paintings and stuff there. So I was just wondering if you ever came across him. So. No.
Yeah, and Crooksville is a rough spot.
Yeah, fair enough. Hit our nudie mags. Yes, nice. Okay, now I'll talk about where they hide the porn still. That's what this chat's now focused on. I'm guessing Scottsport is hidden behind the long boxes of comics. Like you get back in there, and there's probably the old Playboys and stuff. So
I get Boy Scout memorabilia. That's something else I collect.
okay,
I was in Scouts.
nice. Is that? I'm guessing it's highly collectible, like everything else. But like, where do you find that? eBay as well, or?
Yeah, well, yeah, you definitely can, but mainly local auctions. I
Okay.
was big. Used to go to weekly, at least 2, if not 3, auctions a week.
Okay.
There were weekly auction houses, and you could always find. I mean, everybody was in Scouts, and they kept all their stuff, and then the kids didn't want it, and so it ended up in auction.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad, but I bought people the Eagle Scout patches and certificates, and and things like that nobody in their family wanted. It's kind of
So you're just at least preserving it.
Yeah.
That's cool. And yeah, Jason said his brother lived in Crooksville, so I guess he's allowed to make fun of it then if Nice. So okay, overall, like I know you showed your favorite comic. Do you have a favorite like collectible is it the comic or is it something else that's like your favorite of all time, or is it an impossible question?
I don't. I've got a baseball signed by Cy Young.
Oh wow!
Which surprisingly in this area isn't a huge feat because Cy Young ended up settling down in this area after he retired. He actually died pretty near here.
Gotcha.
But there's a local, the state hospital, the mental hospital, during the war was a military hospital. It was called Fletcher Field.
Okay.
And back when the ball teams used to travel by train.
Yeah.
The Pirates were on, I forget where they were going to play, but they stopped in Cambridge and played the local minor league team or, pickup team.
Yeah.
At this Fletcher hospital. And so it was a big deal. It was in all the papers. The general of the hospital actually came to the game, and Cy Young came and threw out the first pitch, and George Sisler was there, who used to play for the Yankees back like with Murderers Row days.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So he signed the ball. Cy Young signed the ball, almost like the umpires and the coaches and the players for both teams.
Nice.
So it's a ball with, it's kind of ugly because there's so many signatures on it. They're all framed together.
Yeah.
And they're people you've never heard of, like 98% of them. But, it's got Cy Young and George Sisler on it. So that's
pretty awesome.
Because there's so much history to that ball, and it's local.
Now, do you have it displayed, or is it hidden so it doesn't fade or whatever?
It's displayed in a room with no windows. Yeah,
okay.
It's just
gotcha.
Kind of.
Jason, he sort of touched on that already, but it's all back to childhood, like everybody else, right? As far as how you got started in the comic collecting.
Yeah. But the funny part about it is stuff I had when I was a kid. I really don't have much desire to get right now, with the exception of one book, and I did pick it up. It was the Marvel put out some freebies in a lot of the major newspapers in the 78 or 9 maybe.
All right. Yeah.
The Tribune had it, Columbus Dispatch. I've seen Detroit. There's probably more, but I've seen those 3 papers have this free comic, and it was a Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man.
Okay. Nice.
And I can remember going to the newspaper stand and Dad giving me, the 50 cents to go get the Sunday paper, and came back out to the car, and the comic fell out before I got into the car. And it was a rainy day, so when it fell out, it got wet.
Oh shit! That'll never get a 90.
And he actually gave me 50 cents to go buy.
Oh, that was nice of him. Yeah.
And he told me to try and just get the comic, but he said if I had to, go ahead and give him 50 cents.
Nice.
Which I didn't. I just gave him. I didn't try, and I wasn't a haggler that yet.
Oh, okay. Well, but now you're a haggler, right? Now you're yeah. Oh yeah, you won the statue, huh, Jason? You son of a bitch.
Oh, the Magdalena statue. Yeah,
I'm guessing statue in a Blu-ray.
and I think the
Oh, and he also has the
yeah.
Spider-Man books. Okay, nice. Yeah, cool. Well, listen, I'm gonna dig in. Do you have a? Should I start with the big box? I'm guessing.
L-
Or does
Let
it
me
not
see
matter?
the other box.
The other box is this box.
Um,
I mean, it really doesn't matter.
Big box. Big box.
Big box. Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Awesome.
big
I'm looking
box.
forward to this.
I
When you
can't
send me
remember.
2 boxes, I'm a little terrified, but also excited. So
If it's the wrong one, then it's the wrong one.
whatever, yeah. And I'll try to smack the mic with everything. And I did at least untape this, so I'm not just doing tape on here. But got this, and I saw there's something else in here, but I'm not going to look yet. So yeah. All right, hang on. I have to be smarter than bags, which is not always my forte. Or I just have to cut the bag. But what am I doing wrong here?
Oh, I put just
Oh, there we go.
all
Yep.
inside of a.
No, I'm good. I'm just a moron. So, all right, we're just gonna start here and go from the. Nice. This is terrifying, sir.
And those are going to start going out to other people in the community because I have a stack of them.
Oh boy.
So
how the hell did you end up with a stack of, never mind. I don't want to know. I mean, I do, but
antique shop.
Okay. Yeah. See, the antique shops near me do not have things like this. They have really boring things, but this is awesome.
50 cents a piece, worth every penny.
Yeah. I can get my stickers and a color in the Pink Ranger, which is fantastic. We're gonna pass that and put that one side now. Go from, oh hell yeah! Speaking of, nice. This is awesome, man. And it's got the same orange and yellow as the Donald Duck cover. This is great. I really have learned to have an appreciation for these two. Like for the longest time, I got back into collecting during COVID, and I started with the variant covers like kind of everybody else. And then I'm like, what am I doing? And then I realized I don't care about those. And what I care about are the old nerdy sci-fi things. And this is awesome. Thank you, man. This is great.
Those painted covers are just.
They are like, and they're treated like illustrations of the time too. And a lot of the illustrators and stuff never got any glory. And they're just kind of, they were all throwaway, which is sad, but yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
I kick myself because I still pass up so many Solar books and Turok and Magnus because I've got them all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and unless it's like in gorgeous shape, I just leave it because I got too much.
Because you already have too many of them. Scott, you're a hoarder. No. It's in your username, sir.
But I do kick myself for not picking up some other painted Dell and Gold Key covers.
Yeah. I just want, like, I would be really curious to like know how fast they're cranking out these paintings and stuff too.
Oh,
nice one. I have seen this cover before. I do not own it, and this is an awesome one. I love this one. You get Magnus, the man without pants, fighting robots. What more do you need?
I mean, personally, I'm not going to fuck with somebody in a red tunic.
I mean, listen, it's sort of like a boy named Sue. You don't fuck with a boy named Sue.
I mean, even with the knee-high boots. I mean, that's.
Yeah. I mean, those look like they could be combat boots. So whatever. He was Klinger before Klinger. And nice. Hang on, I'm doing everything upside. Well, nope, I'm not. Never mind.
There's two in there.
Yeah, I saw that. I this is awesome.
Two different.
Got the Alex Ross, and then nice.
So what that is, I heard you say on one of your episodes that this is the unboxing is a way to just get rid of shit.
Yes.
And I've got a lot of those laying around.
Hey, and I will take these because I love Alex Ross, And the Sandman is my favorite comic book of all time. So,
and what they are, I think they're little previews or samplers that came from Diamond. I used to order direct from Diamond.
Okay.
About 15 years ago, give or take. So I'd get, a case or whatever of all the preview shit they would send out.
Yeah.
And I've got a ton of those Sandman and.
These are cool. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And yes, please do, guys, get rid of your shit. That's how it works. And hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Like I'm digging. I honestly, I have such respect for all these painted covers because like these, I'm sure they were painting them quickly, but like it doesn't look like it. Like they got it down to a science, and I'm sure they had to meet deadlines, and there was no such thing as like being late back in the day. It's
Right.
not like today's books were like, oh, it's delayed a month because the artist had the cold. They didn't do that shit. Like that was like, nice. And yeah, I guarantee I'm not gonna have any of these. And oh yeah, dude. What's up, Kenneth? The Phantom's another character, just an underrated character. And although the Billy Zane movie was not that great, but whatever.
Yeah, they could have used a little work.
That was. I think they're just doing it to keep the rights, is my guess. But there we go.
All right,
That's
I'm
the
just
kind
trying
of
to get.
tradition
If
most
you
of
can't tell, I'm trying to get out of the Phantom business.
Nice. All right. I will get into the Phantom business. I will climb down that rabbit hole.
And I'm almost out of the Phantom business.
All right.
Almost.
The back covers a bunch of these are versions of the art. Nice. I didn't. I'll have to check that. I'll have to check that out.
Yes, especially the Magnus and the Solars.
Yeah.
The back covers are just a front cover without trade.
That's pretty cool. I have not seen it in many years, Mark. I'll have to give it a rewatch. You should have a watch party on your channel. You could watch the Phantom Menace, and we can all talk about it, or the Phantom, and talk about what a menace it is. But like he's about to get cold cocked in the back of the head on that one.
And I've honestly never read one of these Phantom books.
Me neither. But I mean, these are complex layouts. Like they don't skimp on like, it's not like a simple just face composition and stuff. Like this is just the staging of that, and the fact that you had to have no anatomy and do it well enough to fool people. Like that's bananas to me. It really is.
Going back to what you said earlier about there's the deadlines that these people were under.
Yeah,
a lot of them just had books or covers ready to go, and because so many covers have absolutely nothing to do with what's going on inside the book.
Yeah, I can still respect that too. Like a lot of Silver Age DC was that same damn way. Like never had nothing to do. And like modern comics, the variant covers, all that shit, none of it has anything to do with what's inside the book. So they're following a long tradition. And here we go. A title I recognize and own some of, and but not this one. So Sergeant Fury. Awesome. This is back before he became a superpowered ninja assassin from space. / the Watcher, or whatever the hell they've turned him into now. Ice. Dum Dum Dugan on the cover there. Yeah. Yeah, and this is, guys, I everybody collect whatever the hell they want, but like these are just, this is the era and stuff. I'm turning into fucking Scott. It's terrifying me, honestly. But
and I'm trying to get out of the Sergeant Fury business.
I can see that as well, but I will get into this business. I just dig I dig the hand drawn covers, and I have nothing against digital. I create digital stuff myself, but like just the sheer craftsmanship that just goes into this, like on all of this, the painted, the ink stuff, and then like all of it, and like they had to cut out duotones for this stuff. Like none of that's easy. Like
yeah.
Like, yeah. Hell yeah. And then they still have some jacked up anatomy, some not just super awesome ones. Like, but
there was something special about that issue. I forget what though. That was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If anybody knows, let me know, because I'm not up on my Sergeant Fury key. I know there's some keys in there, and I know like isn't the first appearance of Eternity in one of these, but I couldn't tell you. So. Yeah, these are all awesome covers, man. Great. And no barcode on this one at all. So this is what is this? Oh, this is an earlier one. This is 69. That makes sense then. Yep. Okay. Sergeant Rock or Sergeant Fury? Who do you have in this in the fight, Scott?
Oh, Rock.
Do you think Sergeant Rock would win?
Yeah, not even close.
Oh, nice. Showcase. I don't have this one either. I've been trying to collect I'm not gonna be able to afford a full run of Showcase, but I'm trying to get as many issues of Showcase as I can get my hands on.
That thought's crossed my mind. I don't know how many times about putting Showcase together.
Well, Southern Comic Geek, who was in here for a minute, does have a mystery box right now. Where if all 50 sell out by September 15th, one of the lucky people is going to get the first Justice League. So.
Yeah. I already got one of them.
Oh well, I don't. You bragging son of a bitch.
Oh no, I mean I meant one of the mystery boxes.
Okay.
I do have a Brave and the Bold 28 though. Well.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, man. The real story of the super. Now I just have to find a VCR player or VCR to play this. That's awesome.
I wondered if that might be the case.
I know. I'm sure there's one here. I just haven't looked. And then currently, I'm sure not up to date price guide, but
yeah.
These are still awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had any old price guides, but those are so neat just to go through and look at what shit costs.
No, I don't. But this is yes.
Well,
I will go through this and weep softly at what it all used to cost.
That's sometime in the 80s.
And I've had a few. I've not had this one, but I also love these too. The little books, like, the big little books. I don't have this one. I don't know if yeah, I need to try and get one, but we'll see as far as how my budget goes. But this is awesome. The cut up there. If you guys have never come across these, they're not technically comics, but they're all fantastic. Like they're great.
Little big books.
Yeah. And packing peanuts because you truly do hate me. Thank you. I will pass those on.
Those may not even be the biodegradable ones. I'm not sure.
All right, we'll see. And that's not it, people. The hits keep on coming. So.
Yeah, that was just a filler.
Okay, Jesus. Nice. Is that Mark Scruffalo? It looks kind of like the Scruffalo.
So that's a local artist here to me.
Nice.
He does
super cool.
Does pretty good work. He's pretty cheap. So.
Well, thank you, man. This is awesome, and I love art, obviously. But yeah, this is super cool. That's colored pencil. That's nuts.
Yeah. That's original.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you, man. And then, hang on, we're getting there. Oh, nice. Oh, the old magazines. A rabbit hole I was trying to avoid, but I don't think I can. Because, yeah.
It's...
And
I figured if I don't have it anymore, then I won't go down that rabbit hole. So.
All right. I'm just such a sucker for the painted covers like these and all of them. And the old Kung Fu comics and stuff too. Like I can't go down that one. But the sci-fi one, I mean, come on, guys. Look at that. That is awesome.
Well, I knew you kind of like the space.
Oh, I definitely do. It's either like what is number 11. It's second or third appearance of Star-Lord. I'm not sure which. I'd have to look, but it's an early appearance. And then we're not done yet because Scott is just damn crazy. And so, Jesus. So do you hit up flea markets or collector stuff? Do you still do it like every other week or so?
No, I go to flea markets occasionally, but I mean the weekly stuff I don't do anymore. Just.
Dude.
So now I'm out of the Phantom business.
Okay, well, I am now in the Phantom business, people. So there's that. And then there's two in here. So, oh, Jesus. Hell yeah. Nice. I love it. These are awesome. Thank you, man. First, Mandrake the Magician. I don't have this one. Is he a Golden Age guy? I don't honestly remember.
Oh, yeah. He started off as a Golden Age.
Yeah.
And both of those are books I got out of a 3-pack.
Okay.
Off of eBay.
Wow.
And I sent them in to get graded. You can sell their old labels.
Yeah, but
so
still.
Those have never been cleaned or pressed.
Jesus. But yeah, okay, guys. We got a 9.0 and an 8.0. that are not been cleaned. That's nuts. I mean, these look in really good shape.
I think they're what, from like 63 or 4?
67 is what it's saying.
67.
Yeah. These are crazy. Yeah. These are awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, seriously. So what rabbit holes are you going down now? Like in any of your collectible stuff?
Too many. I'm actually at this point, I'm kind of curtailed most of my other collectibles. Like I haven't bought any glass or pottery in a good while. The artwork I'm still buying, and then as far as the comics, man, there's just so many different. The most recent rabbit hole I started was picking up any comic that has a snow skiing theme on it.
All right.
And it's surprising how many there are.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
There's a lot. And there's some really expensive ones.
Yeah. And probably about 40 Alpha Flight covers, I'd imagine. But
and it always cracks me up when you see like Superman on skis. Why does Superman need snow skis?
There's that meme one going around where it's like there's people about to go over a waterfall and Superman's holding out his arm and there's like 4 people and he's holding out Batman on the end of it. He's like, Superman's kind of a dick right now. Like, yeah. But yeah, why would he?
But yeah, that's the only other rabbit hole I guess I start, other than the normal ones that I'm into.
All right.
The Dell 4-color.
What brought about the skiing one? Why? Just because are you a big skier?
I like to ski. I love to snow ski.
Okay.
I go every chance I get. That's just kind of my escape, where I can, I go by myself and I just ski, put the headphones on, and and that 15-minute lift ride is nice and relaxing. And
now, are you at least doing it on antique skis like you should as a true collector, or is it all modern?
No, I have decent skis.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, and I just, in leafing through all these old dollar bins and $3 bins, it's amazing how many skiing covers you come across.
Yeah.
In the oddest places. the oddest type. Joe Palooka #2, I think, is a skiing cover.
Now, is it strictly snow skiing, or are you going to eventually go into water skiing too?
Just strictly snow. I don't want to. I mean, I'm a pretty decent water skier too, but it's just snow.
Yeah, and to answer Mark's question, I think there were $200 boxes. So yeah, Scott's really bad at math apparently. So I'm going to have to mail him some blood and my firstborn kid or a dog or something else too. So yeah,
I think 250 is what we decided.
It might have been 250. It might have been 250. So yeah. Now, to be fair, that metal cover is pretty rare. But anyways, but yeah, you definitely kicked my ass on this one. So you're thank you, sir. But yeah, go back and see what he has. As far as the mystery boxes go, there's not a lot of previews on it as far as I can tell. So you're kind of going in blind, and he sort of described what were in the boxes. And then if he sells out, it'll be a chance to raffle and win that.
Yeah, he showed Ultimate Fallout 4.
Yeah.
And Fantastic Four 49.
Yeah, so there's a couple big boy books.
And one other book, I forget, that I think are going to be packaged in.
Nice. There you go. So Chris is like, yeah, anything with the black racer on the cover is fair game for the skiing theme.
Actually, not familiar with that one.
I don't know it either, but that's Chris is the LCS that Chris Comic Fest goes to in Toronto. So
okay.
Yeah, I have to now. You got to hunt down all the Black Racer titles.
I figured that'd be my luck. I'd find some obscure title that's got 18,000 issues.
Yeah,
it was published daily.
I would imagine. I know maybe I'm nuts, but it just seemed like something like a lot of Archie covers would have for whatever reason.
Archie is crazy on it. Every year, there's at least one, if not two, in what would be ski season.
Yeah.
And sometimes, thankfully, they're not all skiing. They may be snowmobiles. They may be ice skating, but they're winter sports type.
Oh, that reminds me. There's definitely some G.I. Joes you need then.
Yeah. Well, Captain America number 25, the Golden Age cap.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, is a snow ski cover.
Oh, yeah. Good luck.
World's Finest number 4.
All the cheap ones.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Death for the New Gods. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Nice. That's what you get for picking a weird ass rabbit hole. Then, so yeah. Maybe Bunny Mask will come out with a Christmas special, and you can get some.
I'll have to talk to Andrea.
Yeah. Now, do you guys communicate fairly regularly, or is it just kind of?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not like on a daily basis or anything, but yeah, he's whenever he's got something new.
Yeah.
He's sending me pictures or links or.
See those I remember from my wasted youth is the snow job covers and stuff. But yeah. Talk about an artist that's got to paint faster than all get out. Like, I don't know how the hell he does it at the volume he does, because like fully painted interiors, more than one title at a time. It's like, holy shit, man. And they're all awesome. Like he's probably one of the best full painting artists working today. And he's got this sense of storytelling that a lot of them don't have. Like, I love Alex Ross, but I don't think he really works great on interior stuff. Like his marvels and stuff I didn't dig, because everything looked really stiff to me. And like he can do a great scene, but not a great transition to storytelling. And like Andre Moody can do both, and that's a rare thing, I think. So.
Yeah, he's definitely the best watercolor artist, I think, for sure.
Like, I can't remember what else, like he did Parasomnia, and he's got something else coming out too, right? Now, do you collect everything he puts out, or is it just kind of?
I'm starting to, at least for now.
Yeah.
In regards to the art, Bunny Mask is the only thing.
Oh, only original stuff you're trying to get? Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually just had him hold a few more covers for me.
Nice.
So now, I'm going to have, once I get these from him, I'll have at least one cover from all 8 issues.
Wow. That's pretty nuts. Are they all by him, or do you have some variants by other people? Okay.
Yeah, all his covers.
Are you not worrying about all the, because I mean there's so many store variants and stuff too that you I'm guessing you're not going to deal with, but
what, as far as trying to get original art,
or just for Bunny, even just for collecting for Bunny Mask, like.
Oh no, I'm, as far as the issues themselves, I'm only missing, I think, 3.
Oh, okay.
For issue 1.
Oh, okay.
Because issue 1 had 28 different covers.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did that too. That was a good one. Vlad Dracul. Yeah. Jeez, 20. And you've got most of them, huh? Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to get all of them in 9.8s.
Okay. Well, guys, if you have any 9.8 Bunny Masks and you think Scott might be missing them, hit them up. Or if you have any skiing covers, because.
Yeah, definitely the skiing covers.
Oh yeah, did you need the custom figures or Funkos?
Yeah, I got the Bunny Mask figure and Funko. I didn't get the. I didn't get the Maniac one.
I didn't even know those existed. So. Now, has he told you how that story's going to end and when it's going to start making sense?
No, I keep trying to get little pieces of information out of him, but he keeps that pretty tight.
Yeah, it's one of those books that I can't stop reading because it's very interesting, but I never have any even as soon as I start figuring it out, I think they add more elements, and I'm like, what the hell is going on now? Like, yeah.
I just got a piece from off of eBay that was something I had no idea he did it until I just stumbled. I do a search for Moody, and came across this piece, and I sent him a picture, and he's like, "Wow, that's old." There was an Italian comic called Nathan Never.
Okay, yeah, I've never heard of it.
And is that it? Yep.
Yeah, hang on, I'll get it. I'm biggin'.
So
that's pretty cool, yeah.
And this was from, and I like what his signature used to be.
Yeah.
back then. So this is just a watercolor he did for. He said it was a collector in Italy.
Okay.
Um,
That's awesome.
and yeah, I mean, but that was, and I got that like from Italy for like $45 shipped.
Oh wow. All right. John, you probably shouldn't tell Andrea what you paid for it because then he might be insulted.
I did.
Okay, nice.
I told him his stuff needs to come back down to those prices.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. You should probably tell him not to sell to that collector anymore because you just turn around and sell it for super cheap. So yeah. Nice. So what other do you have? What other artists are you trying to get? Like, are you a big fan of comic wise?
I got on an Ernie Colin kick here recently.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So, and I just picked up another of his painted Magnus robot fighter.
Nice. Yeah.
Pages. And there's another piece of his I found that I'm keeping an eye on. I finally got my George Pratt piece.
Oh, cool.
I wanted a piece from Netsuki for a long time. Always liked George Pratt's art. He's
yeah, he's an unsung kind of guy, but yeah, his stuff's awesome.
Yeah, he's a hell of a watercolor artist.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anything. He's been doing art for forever, but he jacked his prices up so much on his art on his web store.
Yeah.
And I was just about ready to finally order a piece from him. He like quadrupled all his prices.
Wow.
So I just lucked out and found this one, and this one came from France.
Okay. Also, I don't begrudge artists jacking their prices now in this day and age. You got to you got to eat, and like if people are paying nuts prices for like what did that for the page from Secret Wars 8 go for like $4 million? It's like George Pratt.
Yeah.
Some of these other artists that I like a lot better can get a little love, like they can, but
yeah, it just seems strange to me that there's one page in particular I've been staring at on his site for probably 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And the price hasn't moved, and then it goes from 1,500 to 8,000.
Oh wow.
And I just don't know how he thinks it's going to sell now that it's 4 times as much, but 5 times as much.
All right, so now you need Human Fly number 13 as well, Scott.
Uh-oh. I didn't.
Everybody, give Scott a follow on Instagram and on YouTube, and message him repeatedly with any skiing cover you come across, just to torture him. So,
I actually am making a little in my.
You got a database set up?
My comic base.
Yeah.
In one of my custom fields, I notate it as a snow skiing cover whenever I come across one. So then that way I can do.
Oh, no. George Pratt, he did. I'm assuming you have this or whatever, but have you Enemy Ace War Idol?
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite. That's an older one. Like one of my first introductions to George Pratt. I was just in awe at it. I was like, holy hell, this is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a cool premise on that book.
Yeah.
It's not your typical, war book.
And I honestly don't remember the story much at all. I remember the art, and I was just so fascinated by it that, like, but yeah, it's a. All right, so you and I are probably on almost direct opposite sides of the aisle when it comes to like guns and everything else. So, like, I don't think most people should have them, but I do think you do something cool that, like, if you're gonna have them, you should know how to use them and be properly trained. And one of your big things is like you do teach like firearm instruction, right?
Yes. I'm a instructor. I do concealed carry classes. So, well, Ohio now is a constitutional carry state, so you don't need a license to carry, but you still need a license if you're going to transport into another state that has concealed carry laws.
Okay.
So and but there's so many other benefits to having a license. There's no reason to not get it.
Sure.
If
Plus,
you're going to carry, I recommend everybody take classes and get their license if they're going to carry.
and do it safely, because yeah, that's the if you're going to do it. I mean, yeah, like I recommend other things, but we don't have to go into that. But yeah, I at least appreciate that much, because
I started a nonprofit to raise money strictly for shooting sports in the area. So we give like Boy Scouts and 4-H and the local trap team at the high schools.
Nice.
Give them money for equipment and safety gear and training, and to send their coaches or instructors for additional training.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, it sounds fairly similar to here until you started talking about high school sports. I don't think there's any high school shooting around here. Like, well, there are, but not sports. So
yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
you'd be surprised how many there are.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, I probably would, but I don't think any of the directly local ones have shooting teams. I could be wrong. So.
Yeah, because you're Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of rednecks with gun racks in the trucks and stuff, but like, I don't know if any of them have ever been trained.
and archery is another program that's extremely big in the high schools.
Okay,
right now.
Yeah, archery we have definitely, but
yeah, the scholastic shooting it's catching on a lot.
That's a reference that I need to learn about, Jason. It's lost on me. I know George Clinton and the P-Funk, but I don't know the Bop gun. So,
yeah, I'm not up on that one either.
Well, all right. Well, that brings another tangent, though. We can wrap this up whenever you want. But what kind of music are you into, sir? Are you like? I would guess old timey folk music on pressed wax, recorded by Thomas Edison, that he ripped off from Tesla.
No, but I'll listen to that if you got it.
All right.
I'm pretty eclectic.
Yeah.
All across the board. There's not much I don't listen to.
All right.
There's I guess alternative if I had to pick.
All right. I would have imagined you like owning a banjo for some reason.
No.
Double picture, like
no, definitely not a bluegrass person. I've been to some bluegrass festivals and.
Yeah, fair enough.
Country music used to be a long time ago, but alternative, and I'm big band.
Oh, nice. Okay. That I knew you had something eclectic about you musically. The big band's gotta be that.
Huge Glenn Miller fan.
Nice.
Love Glenn Miller. And I like classical too.
Okay. Yeah.
Just depends on my mood. But you can never go. Alternative is my go-to.
Nice.
There's a radio station out of Alaska I listen to a lot, K-Whale.
All right.
And they're
modern alternative or 90s, or like what are we talking here?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean 90s because that's what I was.
Yeah, that's the era. Yeah.
Growing up and partying in.
Yeah. Did you ever see the movie The Wrestler?
Yes.
With where he's talking about how that goddamn Pearl Jam in Nirvana wrecked everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my high school years. Like they came out, like everything changed, and he's right. Everything changed in high school when that all dropped. But yeah.
Yeah, when you go from
glam rock and like
from the hair bands to the grunge bands,
and they would pair them all together in concerts because they didn't know what the hell to do when they were first coming out. So I thought Skid Row and Soundgarden together, and that was just and like other weird shit like that, like like
the Vans Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of concerts.
Nice.
I mean, I would go for absolutely no reason other than it was a Tuesday and there was a concert playing.
Hey, it's not a bad way to go.
I'd drive to Columbus, which was about 80 miles away, and go to Newport Music Hall, which is right off campus.
Yeah.
And saw lots of great bands up there just because I was bored. Like I said, bored on a Tuesday and there was a concert playing. There
you go. Yeah. It's a good way to go about life if you just go on the fly and can do that kind of stuff. Well, listen, we're getting about the hour and a half mark. We're creeping up on it. What do you have coming up on your channel? You got anything coming?
Absolutely nothing.
All right, guys.
I don't. I take that back. I am going to have a shit I got this week episode because I got a lot of shit this week. So
Nice.
that's probably going to drop on Saturday or Sunday whenever I get time to film it. But
awesome, cool. Well, guys,
other than that,
everybody just got to follow if you're not already. His link's down below, and his Insta's down below. Skid Row and Pantera. I did not see that. I saw Pantera and I think it was Metallica, and then Pantera and Queensryche.
Oh yeah.
And then Suicidal Tendencies, or was it Suicidal Tendencies and Queensryche, Pantera, Metallica. That was the pairing I saw. But yeah, so this is awesome, man. Thank you so much for being on. But yeah, everybody just got to follow. Like I said, don't try and rob him of that baseball. It'll end badly for you. But well, thanks so much for being on. I really do appreciate it. And if anybody else wants to jump on in next week on here, I've got TJ from Flash by Night is going to be on, and then I'm kind of open. This is kind of be a little more sporadic. It's not going to be a week-to-week thing anymore. Just kind of trying to figure it all out and get guests on as they arise. So if you want to be on here, shoot me a message. We can make it all work out. My Insta is down below as well. And have a good night, folks, and don't be a dick. So, got anything else you want to add, Scott?
Nope.
All right. We'll see you. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Chris, will do. Thank you. All right, everybody. Have a good night.